Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Nutmeg Sports here on the HAN Network. It is a Monday edition as we hit the final week of 2015. With Donald Eng, I'm Rob Adams. Hopefully you found everything you wanted underneath your tree, and hopefully, Don, you did as well.
You know, I can't complain. It was just a great Christmas. You know, it's having having an 8-year-old daughter. It's just really fun, and of course, the best part about it is 360 some odd days until I have to find another place to hide the darn elf.
Yeah, that is very true, and hopefully that all continues to be magical for your daughter, at least for a little while longer.
You don't know the joy of like sitting bolt upright in your bed at like 6 a.m. when that horrible feeling of I forgot to move the elf. Yes, I did that.
You did. All right, let's get into what we've got today. We're going to talk about our athletes of the week as well as setting you up for some hockey later today here on the HAN Network, along with some hockey tomorrow, in fact. So we've got some various things we're going to bat around on this edition of the program, and we will start, in fact, with our athlete of the week because we're going to announce it today, Don.
Yes, we start off on the boys' side. Greenwich wrestler Michael Ceci garnered an amazing 1,179 votes. That topped a field of 6 boys. 37% of the vote actually went for Ceci, Greenwich wrestler, as we said. Second place to Giacomo Brancato with 890 votes, and Chase Leand holding down third place with 518 votes. Chase Leand, a Ludlow wrestler, that also good for 16%. Ceci is a Greenwich senior. He won the 160-pound weight class in the annual Shelton Invitational Tournament last Saturday. He had 2 pins and then defeated Vin Mercado of the New Haven Co-op in a 10-4 decision in the final. Congratulations to Michael Ceci, Greenwich senior wrestler, boys athlete of the week.
All right, there you go. On to the ladies' side we go, and an excellent job done. I mean, there was a good battle there right down to the very end. Catherine Granito was doing very well right down. I mean, things were close there. She had 34% of the vote. However, she was topped by Sophie Sogard of Ridgefield Indoor Track and Field. So congratulations to Sophie Sogard for the week that she had, in fact, and we'll tell you about her right now because she had a good week as well. And, you know, excellent job. She won the long jump at 13 feet 3 inches, tied for first in the high jump at 4 feet 10 inches during the FCAC developmental meet at Staples on Saturday. As for Granito, she had a terrific week also. 8 goals, including a pair of hat tricks and 3 assists as New Canaan started the season 3-0 last week. But it is Sophie Sogard with the 3-point win on Catherine Granito. And then really after that, everybody was far down in that poll. So really it was a 2-horse race between Sogard and Granito.
It was a 2-horse race. Third place went to Alexa Kellner, Stanford basketball, with 184 votes. And then Brooke Janssen, Wilton Norwalk ice hockey, 156 votes. But as you said, Sogard and Granito just ran away with it, and well-deserved. Two outstanding performances.
All right. Now we move on to what's cooking really over the weekend. We can start there as we can take a look back, and a really good job by Fairfield Prep basketball. But what impressed me more is they won the Fairfield Holiday Tournament, Don, in boys basketball. I'm impressed by Fairfield Ludlow because I wasn't sure what Ludlow was going to have this year. And talking with their head coach, John Daly, you know, he felt that they were a young team. I had been under the impression Ward might be the better of the two in the public schools with Notre Dame of Fairfield and Prep right there, of course, on the private side. But Ludlow went out and played very well in the opening round game, moved on to the championship, and a loss, but a close loss to Prep. Prep still seems to be the class of Fairfield basketball, all 4 teams.
Right, but I mean, this Ludlow team lost to Fairfield Prep 52-48 in the finals of the Fairfield Prep Holiday Tournament at Fairfield University's Alumni Hall. This is a Prep team that scored 41 points in a quarter, just a couple of days earlier, and Ludlow hanging tough. Actually had to lead at the half, and you know, Prep got a couple of baskets and some foul shots in the last couple of minutes of the game to make it a 4-point game. That game could have gone either way. Fairfield Ludlow off to a 3-1 start with wins over Newtown, Bassick, and Notre Dame of Fairfield before losing the finals to Fairfield Prep. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's looking like a very good season for Ludlow, and you know, it's hard to get a handle on it. You just never know how the
No.
kids will develop and the coaching. But a great job all around by all the Fairfield schools, particularly Ludlow and Fairfield Prep there meeting in the finals.
Tom Duffy had 18 points to lead the Fairfield Ludlow Falcons in that Holiday Classic game, while Rich Kelly had 21 to pace the Jesuits. Notre Dame of Fairfield defeated Fairfield Ward 61-50 in the consolation game. And then back on Saturday in those first round games, it was Prep over Ward 73-56, and Ludlow beat Notre Dame of Fairfield 55-39. When when Fairfield Ward and Fairfield Ludlow meet later in the season, they will meet, in fact, in a doubleheader, and we will have both those games for you right here on the HAN network. So that will be a lot of fun when that comes around. That, in fact, will be February 11th. So it's a little while from now, but February 11th, a doubleheader at Fairfield Ward High School. Ludlow and Ward in girls and boys basketball will have the doubleheader for you. Hard to believe that is that far away, but it'll be here before we know it.
We get into the meat of the winter sports season, particularly on the basketball side. I'm just looking at for Fairfield Prep anyway, now at 4-0 with wins over Shelton, Amity, Ward, and Ludlow. They have a few days off. Tuesday, January 5th, they're back in action against Hill House. A game that you spend the offseason thinking about, and that's up next for Fairfield Prep. That game at the Floyd Little Athletic Center at 6 o'clock. One of the great facilities in Connecticut, by the way.
Yeah, I've yet to work there.
No, it's just a great place. It's a nice size. It's got a good capacity, but it's sort of cozy. It's just everything you would like, and of course Hill House always putting competitive teams on the court. Just a fun place to be.
Expecting to be there for track and field later in the season, in fact in February, but I know they do basketball there as well. I've never seen a basketball game there.
They do basketball.
I've yet to be there.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Of course, I've been there for 3 Pop Warner cheerleading state competitions, but it's also fun for basketball. It's your basic multi-purpose facility, but they do a great job there. It's one of the great facilities in the state.
Now we move on to what we've got going on tonight, because the rest of the weekend, the balance of the weekend, there were other basketball games, of course. Norwalk struggling out of the gate. In fact, just to go back to that just a little bit, because they have dropped to 0-2, a 66-60 loss to Massac. I thought the Bears would be, there's plenty of season left, but the Bears off to a little bit of a rough start. Ridgefield 0-3, they lost to Bunnell. But anyway, tonight we have, of course, some ice hockey. That'll be a now 6 o'clock face-off over at the Edward L. Bennett Rink, which we're getting a little accustomed to. This will be a second Monday in a row we are in that facility, but it is a facility that does work well for what we're set up and trying to do there. So we'll have St. Joe's taking on West Haven tonight at 6 o'clock, and I know that's in part of a tournament, as you were telling me.
Right, yeah, that's the West Haven Holiday Classic. It's a 6-team tournament with interesting format. They put the 6 schools into 2 brackets, 3 teams each. They do pool play, and then they match up the 2 pool winners, and then they have a 3rd place game and a 5th place game. It's a lot of fun. You have St. Joe's and West Haven tonight. Previously, Notre Dame had also played in that tournament. It's Notre Dame, West Haven, St. Joseph's, Ridgefield, and I think Notre Dame of Fairfield and one other team. I don't have it in front of me, but it's a lot of fun. It takes place over the course of the entire week, and then the teams get a chance to see where they stand in relation to both to some of their divisional teams and outside of their conferences, because it's nothing like the state hockey. State hockey is great because with not a lot of schools play it, and it really leaves a lot of room for coaches to really schedule aggressively. And kudos to these coaches. They don't back away from a challenge. They're putting their team on the ice against the best teams, some of the best teams in the state.
West Haven coming off an under 500 year. St. Joe's looking like they could be a real player in the FCAC this year, and certainly some of the publications high on them. I'm high on what I've seen of them as well. We interviewed them during the FCAC tour when we were at St. Joseph High School, and let's take a look at that right now here on Nutmeg Sports. We are joined by members of the boys hockey team here at St. Joseph High School with Bill Bloxham. I'm Rob Adams. Let's let these guys introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Will Gilbert. I play for St. Joe's ice hockey, and this is my 4th year playing.
I'm Nick DiSabella.
All right, Will, let's start with you. Highlight of last year, or highlight of your high school career?
My favorite game of my whole high school career had to be the Ridgefield game in the FCI quarterfinals last year. I thought the team played really well, and it was a very fun game.
What went right in that game?
We really got the puck moving early. We got a lot of pucks to the net. They were a very high-ranked team last year, and not many people believed in us, but we were able to get the W.
Nick, you know, and you're a four-year member of the team. What's it like when you first joined the program, and now that you're a senior, how do you deal with the younger players on the team to make them feel more welcome?
You know, when you're younger, you try to work your way up and work hard throughout to get where you are senior year, and just be a good example so they could become where you are today.
The FCAC will be good once again, Will. You know, Darien, the defending champion. Ridgefield is, we've talked about, pretty good. Greenwich seems like they'll be good. New Canaan, you know, all these teams. Why not St. Joe's? They can be right in the mix as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of potential this year. We have a lot of veterans, a lot of new players with lots of potential. And I think if we work hard and give everything our all with our skill set, I think we have the chance to take states or FCX.
Nick, what do you guys do in the off season to, you know, stay ready?
We have off-season running, we have workouts, we have off-ice with help, and we work hard to get where we need to be to start the year.
How do you get the ice time in the off season?
It's captain's practice, so, you know, our captains run the practice and we work hard.
Does home ice make a difference? Do you like where you play in Shelton? Is that a good place for you?
Shelton is definitely one of my favorite rinks. For youth hockey, I also played at Shelton for most of my life. I love the rink, and it's great to be there.
Yeah, you kind of learn those bounces, and, you know, kind of things become familiar. Believe it or not, it does make a difference. We wish these guys a lot of luck throughout the season. Have a great season.
Thank you.
All right, we
Thanks,
thank them
appreciate
both.
it.
We thank Will and Nick for joining us, and we'll see them throughout the season. Looking forward to it. The boys hockey team here at St. Joseph High School on the HAN Network. So we thank the guys from St. Joseph High School for joining us. One of the great stops we made as we made our way around the FCAC and got to every school this time. Still very proud of that. But in any event, we're going to take a break here. So we've got that broadcast later on. St. Joseph and West Haven, 6 o'clock, 5:55. We'll be on with the pregame. Chris Callan and I with the call. Jake Zimmer will be ice side, setting us up for tomorrow when we'll be at the Darien Ice Rink. We'll get to that later on in the show. But for now, Don, we take a break. We come back with more of Nutmeg Sports right here after this on the HAN Network. Denali is your outdoor retail destination in the Westfield Trumbull Mall. For the last 21 years, we have carefully selected clothing, footwear, and gear from a variety of the best outdoor brands, such as the North Face, Patagonia, Vineyard Vines, UGG, Merrell, GoPro, New Balance, and many more. Our stores have a friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you with all of your running, hiking, and cold weather needs, and in discovering all things outdoorsy and awesome. Visit us in the Westfield Trumbull Mall or online at DenaliOutdoor.com.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Discover the Wilburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information.
Do you do a lot of running around but get nowhere when you're buying a car? Visit Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the one-stop buying experience and stop spinning your wheels.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Back with you on Nutmeg Sports, of course, in a region in which Tom Brady borders on being an absolute god, and now, of course, Peyton Manning lower than low after the events of this weekend. We'll see if all that comes to be. Crazy stuff.
It's just a strange story. I mean, it looks like nothing really may come of it. I don't know. It looks like there's some allegations of violations of privacy and other things. I mean, you just wait to hear for more news.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
Yep, I agree. Hate to see these kinds of stories. Anyway, and one other thing before we jump into another interview, we noted this on Coffee Break this morning, but of course a couple of passings over the weekend. Dave Henderson, the former Red Sox, he played for other teams, including the Mariners, the A's, had a wonderful career, very nice baseball career, but of course, you think of Dave Henderson, you think Game 5, 1986 American League Championship, a moment that just almost destroyed the life of Angels closer Donnie Moore, but that big home run that Henderson hit, 2 outs, top of the ninth, Game 5, the American League Championship. Henderson homers, ties the game. Red Sox go on to take the rest of that series and go to the World Series. They, of course, lose in 7 to the Mets, but he died of a heart attack Sunday in Seattle at the age of 57. And the passing of Meadowlark Lemon. I mean...
Yeah, I was too young to see him actually playing with the Globetrotters.
What I remember in the 70s.
What I remember is the Globetrotters cartoon and the other things with Meadowlark Lemon. That's what I remember him from, and certainly a very very sad passing. Although of all the people, probably how many millions of happy kids does he get to his credit? So.
Yep, died Sunday in Scottsdale, Arizona at the age of 83. So a couple of sad notes, but certainly they've left us all with some great memories as we move back into this edition of Nutmeg Sports, bring it back much more locally, and head off to a team that we were just talking a little while ago about, the Fairfield Ludlow boys basketball team. Really impressed by the way they played over the weekend in that basketball tournament at Fairfield Prep at Alumni Hall, but how about an interview with the Ludlow basketball team themselves? We met with the boys over at Fairfield Ludlow as we were on the FCAC tour. Their head coach, John Daly, and his captains joined us, and you've got it right here on Nutmeg Sports. Certain teams that we talk to, well, I don't need an introduction to them. Some I kind of know. This is the Fairfield Ludlow boys basketball team. Their head coach, John Daly, standing right alongside of me, frequent Nutmeg Sports guest. And John, good to see you.
Rob, always a pleasure.
Let's introduce the rest of your guys. Let's see who these guys are.
I'm Mason Rush. I'm Thomas Duffy.
All right, John, let me start with you. I mean, obviously, last year was so good, 17-7. You won the FCAC Central. We saw you in the playoffs, and you just really had a fun team to watch. Of course, that was then. This is now. Let's get up to date.
Yeah, for sure. We're a young group, Rob. With the exception of these two guys standing next to me, we're going to start 2 sophomores and a junior. We're a little banged up right now with Hayes Kelchner, who's been out about a month with a hamstring issue, and Aiden Cutsey still isn't fully healthy after a rough football year with him at quarterback. So, but on the flip side, those are 2 starters that hopefully we'll get back for opening night. We are young, and we're young off the bench, but these guys are hungry, and these 2 here, and Cole Proud-Smith, Greg Lawrence, Hayes played lots of valuable minutes. During a great run for us last year, and so they're hungry, and they're hungry, and still they're ready to feed off that last year's success and ready to write their own chapter in the book, so to speak, for this year.
Mason, to you, I've talked about this with every basketball team I've seen. The FCAC is wide open. So with that said, and everything Coach just said, why not the Falcons?
There is no reason why not. I mean, I think we have a lot of kids who played last year returning. Our main thing is going to be who comes off the bench. I think we're extremely tall, probably the tallest team around, and for that reason I think we could be the team.
Height means a lot, Bill. Over to you.
Thomas, being one of the veterans on the team, and but every year you roll the ball out, it's a little different. What have you been telling the younger players, like the new role players? How do you get them acclimated, to being on the team?
You just have to be patient with them. You got to understand that they're not as mature as you are at the level you're at. Regardless if Cole and Greg have had experience at the varsity level, they're still sophomores. They're still young, and Mason and I, our job is to just mature them and have them work hard every week, get better, and just learn from their mistakes.
John, do you get a sense of who's going to be good in the FCAC? I can't, and that's why I'm asking. You know, you and I know each other. I have no idea who kind of the big team is.
Yeah, I thought last year West Hill in preseason was going to be very, very good and separate themselves, and that proved to be true. I think this year, 3 teams, as we were talking about earlier, I think McMahon, I think West Hill again will be very tough, and I think Danbury has everybody back, very athletic. Casey does a great job with them. But I don't think they're far and away, much better than the rest of the league. I will say this league this year, it seems like everybody got better. Ward, Darien, Staples, all going to be very, very good. I think, we're up there as well. And so it's going to be very competitive. Every night's going to be a game. It's a physical league, as you know. And, we're just going to have to roll it out and see what happens.
You guys get healthy and have a great season. We'll see you out there for sure.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Come back on Nutmeg Sports.
Absolutely.
All right. Boys basketball team here at Fairfield Ludlow High School. Can a Falcon dunk a basketball? I don't know, but these guys certainly can. These guys can get the job done. We thank these guys for joining us, along with that Falcon, right here on the HAN Network. Thanks to the Fairfield Ludlow boys basketball team for joining us. They'll be an interesting team to watch this year, Don, to see how they develop in the FCAC, which, again, we're so early, but after seeing the way, Norwalk falls to an 0-2 start, again, a lot of basketball to be played, but
we've been saying,
we've been
saying earlier that there's a lot of parity. There's really not a lot of, we're not really sure which team is going to be where with the 2 Bridgeport schools leaving the conference. Creates a bit of a void there as far as basketball goes, and I do believe that Ludlow is poised for a very good season in the FCAC. That's it's, as you said, it's early. I mean, it's essentially almost still spring training at this point.
Yeah.
But there's definitely there's talent there, and plenty of pieces to work with.
Although before you know it, and that's how fast it goes, we're going to turn the quarter pole really quickly here. Because we're just about to 5 games, and
we're essentially getting into the conference play. Right now, everyone's been playing out of conference games. Fairfield Ward's been playing. Fairfield Ludlow played Notre Dame, and then they played Fairfield Prep. So now we get into the conference play, and we start to see who can separate themselves from the pack in the FCAC.
Yeah, I'm anxious to get our first basketball game on here, but the schedule hasn't been as friendly to us to put a game on the air yet, so it's going to be a little bit of a while before we're off and running. January 7th is our first game broadcast. That's a Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Norwalk High School. And again, will Norwalk have kind of gotten things figured out by then, and exactly how good are the Danbury Hatters? There's a lot of thinking that maybe they might be the team to beat in boys basketball. And then you think to girls basketball. Last week we already saw Ridgefield lose a game, losing to Trumbull. So interesting season.
It's almost like the NFL, any team, any given night.
Any team, any given night. I've heard that expression somewhere.
Yeah, something close to it.
That's well done by you. As we move along with you here on this edition of Nutmeg Sports. By the way, programming note for you for Wednesday. We should make sure we note that Wednesday Yankee Fisherman will be on at 1 o'clock as opposed to its usual Thursday, because the Fish are very anxious to appear one more time before the end of 2015. So it's understandable. We have more goodies to show you now. We visited with track and field over at Fairfield Ward High School on the FCAC tour. This was, when I say this is a challenging interview, not from the perspective of were they nice, that they were great to talk to, both the boys and the girls. They just have a lot of captains, and they didn't give us all of their captains. They gave us 6 of the 7. It's kind of fun to watch, though, as we make our way through talking to, in this case, the girls' track and field captains at Fairfield Ward. We'll let you see it right now here on Nutmeg Sports. Do not be fooled. This is not the Brady Bunch we have gathered here. It's the girls' indoor track team, and yes, there are 6 of them that have come out and joined Bill Bloxham and myself. I'm Rob Adams on the HAN Network. Let's let them all say hello to you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Rory Mappa.
They handled it so well, by the way, during rehearsals.
I'm Hannah Doherty.
I'm Katherine Jacoby.
I'm Hannah Keating.
I'm Brianne Collier.
I'm Lizzie Kilcullen.
All right, I promised Rowie I wouldn't start with her, which is unusual because I normally start with the person standing right next to me. Hannah, I will start with you. Tell me about this team.
So it's like a very big team, and we have like a really good sprinting program and a really good distance program, and we're just very excited for the season and to see what comes.
Now, what do you run?
I run mid-distance, so yeah.
All right, Rowie, you're up. You're heading to Adelphi. That's pretty exciting. Congratulations. What made you decide to go there?
Well, at my overnight, I really liked the team and the coach. They were very welcoming. It was kind of the same dynamic as that our team has, and I liked that a lot. So yeah.
All right, you're going to be comfortable there. Catherine, on to you. Excited for this season, ready to go. What are you looking forward to?
I'm very excited. We have a lot of depth on the team, so I think that everyone's very excited for this season and just excited to run some more distance.
All right, Bill.
Hannah, what events do you compete with?
I do all sprinting events. For indoor, I do the 55-meter dash and the 4x200, and then outdoor, I do the 100, 200, and 4x1 relay.
Get tired?
No.
Brianna, how about what events for you?
I throw shot put and discus.
Now, indoor is how much difference is that? How much does it help for the outdoor?
It's a good prep season. So. Yeah.
And Lizzie, how about yourself?
I high jump.
You high jump.
Yes.
What other sports did you take?
Outside of track, I ride horses and I train them.
Oh wow, very nice. Done.
Back over here with this crew, what do you all do to kind of keep this team together? What's your bonding? You know, what is it? Music? Is it the bus rides? Is it the pasta parties? What's your thing? Who wants to answer?
I think it's the long runs that we go on, at least for the distance program. I mean, you can bond a lot over that.
And it seems like a group that, you know, kind of gets along pretty well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's like for most of the part, the distance people, we do cross country together, and in most cases, we also do outdoor track. So it's like we're together all year round, so we're all like really good friends, so it's really fun.
So one big family, right?
Yeah. Also, like we've been running together since 6th grade, so we go way back. So it's fun.
Bill.
As a group, with indoor, do you get any athletes from other sports that come in just for indoor, you know, just to try things out?
I think so, yeah.
Does it help to, you know, meet new people? Because obviously this is just a nice, we consider it a prep for the outdoor season, but I'm sure you guys think of it as, hey, this is, you can stand on your own.
It's definitely important to have
What's it like now being one of the upperclassmen, you know, dealing with the youngsters?
It's definitely a big change. It's really nice to be able to have been in their shoes as underclassmen and now be able to know like how to help them out with the workouts and like tell them not to go too hard on this one. We've got other things going on too.
Good.
See, they handled this all so easily. They're all pros now, and they're going to have their own show on the HAN network before we know it. Good luck on season.
Thank you so much.
Nice to be joined by the girls indoor track and field team here at Fairfield Ward High School. You'll see the Mustang. Great stuff from Fairfield Ward High School. Our thanks to them as we get closer to wrapping up this edition of Nutmeg Sports for a Monday. Don.
And a great job by you and Bill. Get it with 6 captains, putting the mics in front of the right girl. You guys are ready to host the Miss Universe pageant.
You know, Bill and I should do that in the future. You know.
You know, you never know. And if you mess up, so what?
Make the best of it. Before we say goodbye for this edition of the program, you know, thinking back through the year, and it actually got me thinking over the weekend. I started scribbling down what I thought might be the top 10 kind of, I guess play-by-play, but games. You know, a combination of both. Not necessarily programs or sports issues, Don, but 10 things that we saw in person, whether it was
10 moments.
10 moments, yeah, but even things like the full Cooperstown game that we did back in April, things like that started kind of running through my mind, and I won't give them all away today. We'll talk about it over the balance of this week and probably into next week as well. But Dave Stewart's actually been compiling the top 10 New Canaan Ram moments over at NC Advertiser, and got me thinking about one of our top moments of the year, and it was quite a moment in baseball that I thought if we could tee it up, I thought why not take a look at it. AJ's got it ready to go as he's running the controls. This was one heck of a moment in one heck of a baseball game. New Canaan, Greenwich had the lead in this game. New Canaan started chipping away at it. All of a sudden, things get tied. Greenwich takes the lead again in extra innings. How does it end? Like this. Home plate gets his sign from Jason Capozza. Here comes the 1-2. And a high fly ball to right. Back goes Minnie. He looks. It is gone! Ferraro turned and looked at it. It's a walk-off, 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th And New Canaan knocks off Greenwich 8-7.
I don't believe what I just saw.
You went Jack Buck on me. Look at you. Robbie Jones with the big home run, the walk-off to win that one for New Canaan, and the 8-7 win, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, a great game, and it's really great to when you watch high school athletes, because you know who competes harder, who wants to win more than a high school athlete in a big game. Really fun to see. I'm looking forward to seeing some more of these.
I remember when we interviewed him after the game, I said, "Did you know?" He said, "Oh, I knew." It was a pretty low-key, modest kid too, but he knew that ball was going. We were all shocked. I mean, there are times from a behind-the-scenes perspective where even as we call it, we're all looking at each other going, "Did you see that? I mean, was this real?" And even after we're off the air, our mouths hang on the ground at, really at the performance of these athletes.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
He knew he had it. When you really connect and when you really connect with the pitch, you know instantly. Or so I've heard.
So I've heard. Exactly. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Sounds good. Thanks to AJ Simonowski for running controls on the other side. We are back with you tomorrow. Don't forget, hockey later on at the Edward L. Bennett rink. It's a 6 o'clock face-off, St. Joseph and West Haven, on the air right around 5:55. But for now, for Donald Eng, AJ Simonowski, our entire HAN Network crew, I'm Rob Adams. Thanks for watching Nutmeg Sports right here on the HAN Network. So long, everyone.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut, or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
While there's still a bite out on the water, most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky. Join us for Coffee Break, weekdays at 11 to get the latest Connecticut news, weather, high school sports, and more. News doesn't get any more local than on Coffee Break on the HAN Network.